So we're in Blue Mountain, Colorado, enjoying ourselves.
Colorado.
Okay, so we're in Blue Mountain, Collingwood, Leslie and I having a bit of a relax, and we're spending some time here. I'm gonna have to check. Last week, I spent the entire time testing out a fragrance called Virgin Island Water. It's a niche fragrance, it's expensive. This week, my scent of the week is Club de Nuit Intense Man. Not a niche fragrance, not very expensive at all. In fact, it's extremely cheap. I got this for $25. It smells pretty good, but will it smell good after a week? Let's find out. If you've never heard of Armaf fragrances, I'm not all that surprised because you can't find it in a drugstore, a department store. It's a fragrance company that's based out of France and Dubai. It is a budget-friendly fragrance that you can find really cheaply on the internet and some box stores. Surprisingly enough, this 100 milliliter bottle cost me $25, but it's pretty good. And a lot of people will say it smells awful, it smells cheap. A whole lot of other people will say that it's amazing. It does a very good job at smelling a little bit like Creed Aventus, but it's a little more smoky. And because we're in Blue Mountain, I wanted a fragrance that would really work well in the cold, because this one does. It is very, very good, even though it's kind of a year-rounder. First impression time. Leslie, how do I smell? Honest.
I don't know. A little bit.
A little bit, ugh.
I want to be in a car with that smell.
Well, good thing we're going for a walk outside,
yeah.
which is perfect. So,
Yeah.
Armaf sometimes has bad openings, and I think we just confirmed that. Now that we're outside, does it smell any different?
I do have to take a bigger whiff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's less noticeable?
Yeah.
Okay. So this
it's
is
a
about
little better.
10 minutes after I put it on.
Yeah.
If you just smell me for the first time now, would you be comfortable with this guy being in a car with you?
Probably not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe a bit sick.
Whew, a bit sick. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so I put the fragrance on like 2.5 hours ago. Can you please tell my audience what you think of me?
It's better.
Honestly,
Yeah, it's still quite strong though.
it's still pretty strong.
It's better though.
Strong and better. Good morning, everyone. It is a new day, and yes, I am fully clothed with my shoes on because we are about to go on a hike at 11:37 in the morning. That's the time that I'm about to put on my fragrance for the day. Let's see how it lasts. Yesterday, I wore 5 sprays of Club de Nuit Intense Man. This morning, I'm gonna tone it down and do 4 because I don't want to traumatize Leslie. Back, front, behind ear, neck area, behind neck, ear area. I also just did one on my forearm because that is an area that I won't be touching and rubbing, so that'll also help test longevity. I'm a good scientific tester. So even though Club de Nuit Intense Man is often marketed as an Aventus clone, it really smells quite different. And I've noticed that more and more as I've worn Aventus and all the other clones out there. There's really no pineapple in it. It's mainly a sweet black currant type of fruitiness. The time is nearly 2:25, 2:20. Leslie, how do I smell?
Yeah, alright.
All right.
Yeah.
Do I smell better than yesterday?
I think so.
And it's the same fragrance. How does it even work?
I don't know, maybe yesterday I just felt sick.
Okay. But so far so good.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Thank goodness, because I mean I did spend a whole $25 on this thing.
Really?
It's 4:45,
Yes.
and we just did some Segway riding. Leslie, can you still smell me?
Very faintly, actually. I have to get in close.
All right, guys, I'll see you in the hotel room. It's been about 7 hours, and it's pretty much gone, guys. 7 hours with Club de Nuit Intense Man. Okay, I'm back home, guys, and now that I'm here, I want to share some of my favorite comments from last week. Pierre Free says, "This J Royal guy makes me feel happy. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. It's one thing to make videos to inform people, or at least try to, but if I'm making someone feel genuinely happy, that's way cooler. And also I did 8 fragrances that make me feel earlier on, and Just Add Light says, excellent vid, James. Any fragrances that make you feel angry, amused, pumped, juvenile, confined, annoyed with people who ask too many questions? You know what, comment below if you wanna see that video. Let's keep the feelings going, guys, because I'm all about the feels. Even though I think Armaf makes really good fragrances for the price, I went into this thing with fairly low expectations, especially after testing a Creed fragrance last week with Leslie. But on many of my lists in the past, new and old, Club de Nuit Intense Man always seems to find its way in. And that's because it's incredible value. Theoretically, you're getting a fragrance that smells somewhat like Aventus by Creed, for maybe 5 to 10% of the cost. Now, this being my 3rd bottle, it was an interesting experience. Now that I've gone through an entire bottle of Aventus myself, and many Parfums vintage alternatives, and L'Aventure by Al Haramain, even some of the Bond No. 9s out there, I've come to realize that Club de Nuit Intense Man isn't as close as I originally thought. It almost smells like what blackcurrant flavored vitamin C tablets taste like. And although the performance was respectable, it seemed to have extremely strong projection for a couple hours and then would go right to the skin at about 4 or 5, and then 6 and 7, it'd be gone. At the end of the day, is this fragrance worth picking up? Is it still worth getting? For 75% of you, yeah, it is. If you're just starting out with fragrances and colognes, get this fragrance. You will not regret it. This thing works year-round. It's very versatile and very cost-effective. Now, if you're someone who's been collecting for a long time, you have a lot of niche fragrances, you're probably not gonna be interested in this one. But if you're like me and used to have it, and you either got through your bottle or maybe you sold it off once you got Aventus, I would entertain the idea of getting it again. Revisit it. Maybe you'll get some nice nostalgia, or maybe you'll just appreciate it in a new way, kind of like what I did. If you want to see my full review on Club de Nuit Intense Man, it's only about 3 minutes or less. You can check it out right here. And this is just my opinion after all, so don't forget to get your own.